Question: what do you do when you need to get your fix of a particular yellow circular shaped pellet munching freak at the local arcade, but you realize your local arcade has been demolished 10 years ago and was replaced with a pizzeria which did have an arcade game featuring a particular yellow circular shaped pellet munching freak, only to have been closed 6 months later due to health code violations related to salmonella food poisoning from improperly stored meat products which were kept close to an arcade cabinet of a particular yellow circular shaped pellet munching freak, and now you can no longer go to the pizzeria to play it? After wiping away the tears streaming down your face, you go to the toy section of a massively popular worldwide chain of superstores where you can do your grocery shopping while your car's muffler gets changed all in the same place and spot your favorite arcade game featuring a particular yellow circular shaped pellet munching freak, as well as 4 different variations of said character with the addition of 7 other arcade grades not featuring a particular yellow circular shaped pellet munching freak. It's the Pac-Man Plug and Play from Bandai, celebrating 35 years, as of 2015, of this yellow circular shaped pellet munching freak who also chomps on ghosts while they're blue after eating. Okay, if I have to explain how to play Pac-Man, then you should turn in your gaming cards and badges, because the simplicity of this little yellow guy with a massive appetite for destruction is just that. Simple. It's basically Namco's greatest hits, including one of the most intense games of Pac-Man where you start at level 255 and you're given the task to clear the screen to channel your inner Billy Mitchell and reach the most infamous level of the game, level 256. To boldly go where no gamer has gone before, you play a level totally glitched out with random numbers and letters on the right side of the screen with no way of knowing where you're going and if these pixelated paranormal baddies are coming right for you. Here are some more questions. Who were these apparitions before they died? More importantly, why are they haunting someone who is always hungry? Are they upset because they can't enjoy the gourmet cuisine our hero is scarfing down? You can see the food go right through them, and I guess I'd be pretty salty too if I was not able to satisfy a bad case of the munchies in the afterlife. This little bit of nostalgia comes packed with other memorable Namco classics other than the star this device is modeled after. You get Mappy, a game featuring a law enforcement mouse retrieving stolen merchandise, such as paintings, boomboxes, drug-laced bits of cheese, and 65-inch plasma TVs. Oh, sorry, that version of the game takes place in the bad neighborhoods of Detroit. I apologize. Other games include space shooting classics Galaga, Galaxian, Exodus, and Bosconian. And after all, this is the 1980s when most games took place in a galaxy far, far away. George Lucas, I thank you. Rounding out the other games not featuring a particular yellow circular shaped pellet munching freak is the racing game New Rally X, an updated version of the game released a year prior which is said to be easier than its predecessor, but honestly handles like garbage on this device. We'll get more into that here in a moment. Finally, we have the underground Exterminator with a deadly pump used to blow up and explode nasty critters into millions of pieces. You could also drop boulders on them, but what do you think is more fun, blowing them up or squashing them? Yeah, I think so. Now let's take a look at the other games featuring the particular yellow circular shaped pellet munching freak. First off, we have Pac-Man Plus. There are a few noticeable differences when comparing to the original game. We now have a green maze. Those Class 5 full roaming vapors can now move much faster and are still vulnerable to power pellets when Pac-Man consumes them. Another difference is when the ghosts turn blue, they sprout leaves on top of their heads. At this point I have questions on how this would be possible, but why bother asking? Another interesting feature is instead of fruit you gobble in the middle of the board, you get to drink delicious drinks such as a cold, refreshing can of Coca-Cola. Once ingested, not only does it make the ghosts vulnerable, but they become invisible. If you happen to eat one, then you get double the point value than after eating a regular power pellet. Simply put, it's a more challenging version of Pac-Man. Super Pac-Man is an odd entity as it takes the original and makes it a bit crazy. Gone are the dots you typically eat. Instead, it's fruit. To do this, you eat keys to open up different sections of the board. You still eat the typical power pellets, but you can also eat the green power pellets, which makes Pac-Man huge. For a short time, he can go through the locked sections to eat the fruit and roll past the ghosts. An odd game, but strangely entertaining. What's not entertaining is the last of the Pac-Man games in this collection, Pac-N-Pal. This game, screw the dots. You are flipping over cards and eating the specified object on said card. If you're not around to eat it up, a little friend named Miru will pick it up and carry it around. Since she's a ghost herself, she can't get hurt. Your task is to go to her and eat the object from the card you had flipped. You can't eat her since she's your pal. But if you can't get to her by the time she gets to the ghost house, the object is gone forever. To clear the board, all fruits or keys, don't ask, have to be eaten or taken off the board by Miru. This arcade game was exclusive to Japan, and not many arcade cabinets are in existence to this day. Thankfully, you can try it out here or on some Namco Museum compilations released during the years. The controller is in the shape of Pac-Man right down to the last pixel. And I'm not sure if it's a design flaw, but whenever I'm having an intense game of New Rally X or any game on the 35th anniversary Pac-Man plug and play, the constantly grinding of the joystick makes me think they should have put some extra WD-40 in the controller to at least soften the grinding. Warning, don't actually do that. Only stupid people would attempt applying WD-40 to the 35th anniversary Pac-Man plug and play. And I know you're not stupid. The arcade emulation is nicely done. The screen layouts may be a little different in some of the games. The sound effects are near perfect. The biggest gripe I have with the 35th anniversary Pac-Man plug and play is it uses composite cables with only one audio channel. Plus you can see some artifacting if you're playing on a high definition TV. I guess it might have cost a bit more if it were HDMI, but damn it, composite is so 1995. It's 2017, get with it. The little system costs about $20 and can easily be found. If you haven't had your Pac-Man or Namco fix for a while, or have never played Pac-Man or any of the other games mentioned, it definitely is worth the price of admission. But if you have Pac-Man on any compilation or have downloaded it from various online retailers, then I wouldn't worry about getting this unless you collect plug-and-plays or anything Pac-Man related. It's the 35th anniversary Pac-Man plug-and-play from Bandai. Also buy if you love the sound of grinding plastic and want to annoy your loved ones as you play.